welcome everyone. This is Phyllis, and I'm really happy to be here today. And just jumped off a exciting call. We're doing an AMA as well in the Telegram group, and I can't give you all the information because I had to get off to get on this call, but I can tell you that there's going to be a recording, I'm sure, and you're going to want to definitely listen to that because it's going to be some pretty amazing information. There's a lot of questions that are being answered right now, about the private sale and the pre-sale and everything else that we've been talking about over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And so that information, I'm sure, is all going to be recorded and also given to us as well. So just wanted to make note that you make a note for yourself. Make sure that you grab that information when it is recorded. And also, it is also the information that Mike is currently going over right now in regards to the questions, most frequently asked questions that have been happening. He's actually posted that in the Vetter official Telegram group. So it's there, it's pinned, so you can actually read it as well. So again, guys, my name is Phyllis. It is, believe it or not, March 2nd, can't believe it, 2022, and where did the time go, right? So we have a lot of exciting things that are coming up, guys, and I'll tell you, I can't even sleep sometimes because it's crazy. We have an AMA coming up on Thursday. So you want to make sure that you're going to be a part of that. And I'm actually just trying to grab that information as we speak. That's going to be with the military.finance group. That's going to be held right in the large Telegram group. So and that's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern, I believe the time is. So make sure that you can jump in on there. I'm sure there'll be a whitelist available and things along that line, because typically when we do AMAs, for the most part, we do have those types of rewards, that come from them. So yeah, exciting times. So what I want to do is I'm going to go right here and go look at this group here and look at the pre-show, and I don't see anything in here that anybody posted that we haven't already gone over in regards to if you want me to take a look at a project for you. But so, however, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't look at a project, or it's not too late to actually put something in the chat if you'd like me to take a look at a project for you. So I'm going to give you a second or two to do that before I go ahead and just kind of pick a project and kind of highlight it. I think we already did that one, MCBMB, right?
Yeah, so it looked okay. Everything looked good to me. Here's my concern. They banned me from the Telegram group, but I don't remember why. And if they banned me, I'm pretty sure it's because I saw something that made me question and I didn't like it. So is there anything funky with you with it? Because outside of that, like, I can't get in the Telegram group, but I can't find a reason why I wouldn't like them. Maybe it's because did they relaunch it? Maybe they might have relaunched or something, or they might have gotten better from the last time I saw them. But everything
I really don't know, David. I haven't looked at that today, so I don't really know where they are in their launch. But my guess would be that you probably, maybe ask too many questions too quick. Sometimes what they do is they slow down their voice chat so that you don't answer question, you don't ask questions simultaneously. So you might want to take a look at that, but I really haven't had time to look into any more on BCBNB because I know it was discussed yesterday at length. So I'm going to actually move on to another project if you don't mind.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. I'm actually going to see anybody else besides David have a project that that you want me to look at, so I can kind of share the floor.
Why is only 9 people in here?
Because they're on the live AMA. And can you mute yourself out, David? I'll tell you to mute. I'll tell you to unmute when necessary. Thanks. They're on a live AMA right now, so that's why there's only a handful of people here. That's okay. All right, so let's, I'm going to go ahead and just move this chat box out, and I'm going to actually take a look at what we have here. So, all right, guys. Well, just to give you a little snapshot of how the calendar works, so you know, this is our Vetter platform, vetterplatform.app. This is where you can actually research and look for projects that you're interested in. I'll explain, kind of how it works in just a second. This has been a phenomenal tool for so many people. We've had people who've done, I myself included, just recently did a 29X and did another one a couple days later with another token. So there's a lot of great opportunity here. So this is basically how it works. These are the networks that you can actually utilize, on the Vetter platform. You can utilize any of these networks. So if you're a fond believer of maybe the Ethereum network, or you love Kronos, or you love Cardano or Binance or Avalanche, it doesn't really matter. If you like any of these, okay, you're welcomed, as long as you're at a level that you can actually post. You can actually post anything from any one of these networks, which is really great because it opens up a lot of doors for a lot of people. So that's this one. The Launchpad is basically every token usually either launches from like a pancake swap, which is typically almost like a fair launch launch. And then there's also ones that have launch pads, and that's BSC pad, DXL pad, Pink Sale, Unicrypt, and there's other ones out there too. In fact, we are going to have our own very shortly as well. So what does that mean? That means that there are advertisers. I'm skip back up here, not advertisers. We have token people who are actually doing tokens, like just say like when we actually launched Vetter. Okay, we wanted to launch it from a launch pad. Okay, so what we did is we put it on the launch pad of Pink Sale, and that's where you were able to go and purchase that if you were in a private sale, or actually if you were in a pre-sale. So anywhere like that, that's considered a launch pad. Okay, sometimes people will actually launch projects on pads like BSC pad, where that means that you actually have to have a certain amount of tokens to be able to participate in any of their things, anything on their launch pad. And I believe that's how Unicrypt actually works as well. So the categories, there's several categories. So I like to explain this because sometimes what happens is some people love gaming. That's not my thing, but some people like it, right? So we have a category. So if you actually wanted to search this, and let me just undo these because there's a lot more on here than this. So say you wanted to actually, you only wanted to launch, you wanted to look at gaming ones. Okay, so you're going to click gaming, and only the gaming is going to show up. So it's going to filter for you. Okay, I'm going to uncheck it. And to say if you wanted to look at launch pads, there's only a few here. So maybe you're looking to get in on a launch pad where you can actually get in on their token at an early time, so that you're not spending a fortune to be able to look at tokens that are going to launch on their launch pad. Or maybe you like more of the meme type coins. Okay, and this has to refilter 1 second. Sometimes it gets a little glitchy when the system doesn't. My computer does, because I'm actually sharing my page with y'all. So let me just hard refresh real quick. And let me just, yeah, for some reason I am frozen here, guys. I am sorry. Let me switch to another wallet. Maybe that'll help. All right. All right, guys, let's just give me a minute. It's a little glitchy. for me. So the meme coins, okay, if you click on meme, and at these are tokens like, you know, Shiba Inu and things like that. They're not bad tokens. Some people love them, some people don't. So if that's you and you like them, you could just filter it here. You could filter it by NFTs. You could filter it by rewards token. You can filter it by utility. So you really, or if you don't even know, if you want to click unknown, I'm not sure what would be there, if anything, but you can utilize any one of these actual categories. The event type is awesome because you can actually look at private sales. You know, you can look at pre-sales. You can look at fair launches. Maybe someone who's just going to launch on PancakeSwap, or if you're going to, or maybe there's IDOs that you want to look at. Okay, so that's also another way you can filter. You can also filter by rank, which is my favorite because we have different levels here. And our levels are explained, and I'll show you in a second where they're explained. And these levels basically are ranks of how the scouts are actually ranked by how well their projects have done over the course of time. Okay, and you can actually look at that course of time in a 24-hour duration, a 7-day duration, or a 30-day duration, or an overall as well. So for instance, if you wanted to only see purple and green scouts, so purple and green, I want both. Okay, there you go. And I wanted to see these scouts of purple and green who have great successes, good success over a 24-hour period. Okay, so what happens is this will populate what they are. So let's look at like a 7. Let's do 24 and 7. It's me again, guys. It's my populating here. It's because the screen, I'm sharing my screen. So what this normally will do without me screen sharing, it's going to actually populate the exact either 24, 7-day, or 30-day, so that you can typically take a look and see what projects you want to get involved in. And then here is another great way. Let me just undo this. Because you can actually look at, say you only want to look at projects that a vetter had vetted. So you don't want to look at any other projects. You want to look at only the vetted projects. So all right, so here we are. You can look at vetted projects. Just give it time to populate because I'm sharing my screen. Okay, what it typically will do is populate to the vetted projects only. So let's take a look at a project. Okay, let's just go ahead and take a peek. And I'm going to just scroll down. And if somebody has one that they like to just, you know, shout out, I can actually go ahead and get to that one. If not, and if we can have, you know, someone who hasn't really been involved in bringing some tokens out, that would be great. So give you an opportunity. If not, I'm going to go ahead and just pick one, and we'll go take a look at, you know, what we see. So let's take a look, and let's just see. I actually had one in mind, and I had it up here. And it looks like I probably got out of it. So let me just take a look at, see if it rings a bell for me of something that I wanted to take a look at that I thought was really interesting. I think it was from, actually, you can actually do it by a vetter to Vakya Hawk. And let's see, I think it was Emerald. All right. So Vakya Hawk is one of our purple vetters. Okay, and Purple Scouts, and he posted this, and I was looking through the calendar today, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. Now, I haven't had a chance to fully vet it, but I'm going to actually do some of that with you on here on the line, and I'm going to tell you what I look for and tell you how I actually go about it. So the first thing I do before I even look at any projects, guys, I really go right to the Telegram group. That's the most important part for me. As far as I'm concerned, 99% of the time, okay, if I don't see good communication within this Telegram group, okay, then typically I won't even continue to look. So because he's a good vetter, I'm sure he's already have taken a really good peek at this. So I'm going to look at it. So some of the things that I look for here, I look for just basically botted people. And what does that mean? That means that people are just not asking real questions. They're basically just putting things like, hi, what's up? How are you? You know, things like that. But as you can see, there's actual questions, you know, here, like he's asking where he can buy the token. Okay, that could be a bot though, but it's not. Okay, there's other questions about, you know, I missed the pre-sale. You know, what do I do if I bought 30 Emerald? How do I, you know, how do the tiers work? And then this person here happens to actually answer that. So I look for legitimate questions and answers for the people in the community purposely, because I think it's really important to see that. Also, the other thing you can do here is if you have a specific question, a lot of times what I do is as I'm vetting, I'll actually want to know specific questions. So if I wanted to know what the hard cap was, okay, if there was a question about hard cap, okay, typically it'll populate right here. And it's not doing it probably because maybe someone hasn't asked a question about hard cap, which I find really odd, unless it's Telegram is just being glitchy or my computer is being glitchy, which I don't know how or why, because it's brand spanking new. All right, let me just try it again. All right, let's try launch. Making a liar out of me now, all right? So typically, if there's a question that already has been asked, you know, like anything, what will happen is it'll typically just show up right here in a drop-down menu. I like that feature, you know, when it works. It's a great feature because it helps me actually, here you go. So it looks here, listing price, I'm looking to invest. You can actually get through and take a look at some of those. It looks like it's populating pretty slow for some reason, but that's okay. So what you'll do is you'll get a lot of questions answered that way. So I don't have to waste my time and I can get some really specific questions answered. Guys, I ask a lot of questions in the Telegram group. I ask a lot of questions. And the reason I do that is because I really want to get a feel for, you know, how much are they responding to their group? And I already see that they are. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because it looks like the vetter did a great job already by vetting it. So I'm going to go back to our calendar and I want to take a look at the website again. And it's right up here, Emerald. And so I'm going to take a look at their website to kind of get a feel of what their project's about. And looks pretty basic. I would never, ever, ever connect here, ever, unless I know what I'm looking for. So I'm going to cancel that. So I don't like when websites immediately connect me, you know, to them. I don't really, that's a no-no for me. So I'm not saying that this project's a bad project. I'm just saying that's a no-no for me. So we all have our different ways that we like to actually see. The Telegram group kind of looks a little bit vague to me. And it looks to me like it's maybe just like a copy and paste kind of Telegram group. I could be wrong. I'm not a website developer, but it just looks like a little different to me than I've seen websites look that have a meaning. Now, however, now I understand this also has a fairly large community in Discord. So again, I'm not going to like go into the Discord. You know, you can go into it. You can actually come into the Discord. You can do their qualifications. They're going to verify. You're going to have to accept their rules and regulations and things along that line. So I feel a lot better now knowing that there's a large Telegram group, whereas people are actually, going to be in there communicating. Okay, so again, that kind of helps me a little bit to understand that. So let's look at the vetting. Okay. Now he says the vetting isn't overly active, but it seemed like it was pretty active to me. Let's go take a look. He said there was over 11,000 members. Let's take a look at that. What was it when we actually looked at it? It was, unless he's talking about the Discord. Probably Discord. Discord was at 14,000. So if he's saying that this was at 11, then we look like we're having some increases. Yeah, it's Discord. He does say that there. So he talks about the team, Baxter and Shane, both have links posted in their LinkedIn profile. Typically when a vetter does the vetting, they'll go take a look at that and make sure that that's legitimate. We'll usually click on it to make sure that it goes somewhere. It means something. It's not something that just got started yesterday. We also might take a look at if they have any referrals, from other people on their LinkedIn that kind of proves that they're actually a team of people that are legitimate. They had their most recent AMA was held on the 15th. And if we got a chance to get into it, we'll usually put a link in here. And he says that there was over 27,000 subscribers, with James Pelton's YouTube channel. So that seems fairly good. He said, a short summary, I'm fairly new to nodes and I am extremely new to nodes. But it looks like they're really interested. It's an interesting project. There's only 250 total whitelists. So buying pressure should be quite high considering there's over 11,000 members. So that's definitely something that I look at. I usually will ask questions about that, in the Telegram group. And I'm assuming that's probably what he did. So some of the things that you can actually look at for for positives that you want to look at. We already talked about, how successful the Instagram or Discord group. Discord seems to be something that's kind of like up and coming, and especially when we get into the nodes and we're getting into NFTs. That's something that is fairly new. So we're seeing more and more of that. Some questions that typically I would ask if I was in the Telegram group and I needed questions answered because I didn't, I was actually vetting this at one point. Okay. Actually, yeah. So some questions that I like to ask, and you might want to just jot a couple of them down. One of the questions I usually ask if I can get a dev on the line is I like to ask the question, what is their main argument for investors to hold their token, for a long period of time? Now, I ask that question because I want to know what the answer is, because if they can't give me an answer, like I know the answer for a vetter, right? Because we have a utility that's going to help people want to hold the token so they can actually use this site, right? And that's a really good reason to be able to hold on to it. What I also like to ask is like, what's your competitive advantage in comparison to other projects that are similar to yours? So I get a real understanding of like, how are they comparing themselves to other people? We didn't have anyone to compare ourselves to, but we did have one project to compare ourselves to that was a copycat. But again, that's something, it's a good question. Also, if it's a utility token, a big question to ask is, will the utility be ready, at launch? Or is it just are you just going to launch it and then 6 months from now, you're going to launch your utility? That's important. One of the other questions I like to ask as a vetter is, is the contract that you have, is it a contract that came from another, maybe a forked contract from another contract maybe? Did you copy it from somebody? or is it actually something that you actually made from scratch? And I could tell you our contract was made from scratch, our vendor contract. That's also a good thing to know. Is it a bad thing if they borrowed another contract? No, but you can ask what contract they borrowed, right? And then you can go take a look and see how that did. So there's some things there that you could take a look at. I always want to know what their marketing budget is. If they tell me that, their marketing budget is, low, a low marketing budget, or if they say, well, we're going to use the marketing budget from the taxes that we collect, that answer to me is not a real good answer, because that means that they really haven't done any marketing prior to the actual pre-sale. And you have to market before pre-sale, you have to market during a pre-sale, and you have to market after a pre-sale has been completed. And you need to market really on a regular basis in some way if you want to sustain, especially if it's a utility. So I also ask them what kind of marketing they have planned, and I kind of get a clue of what they're talking about by, they're saying, well, we're going to run, Telegram ads, or we ran one already. We ran an ad on, Facebook. We ran an ad on YouTube. I'll take a look at those and see how they're actually doing that. Some other things that I like to ask is, if the market cap here is not already listed, okay, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not, because for some reasons, maybe it's not actually listed. So I may ask that question as well. Okay, it's an IDO, so maybe that's why. I also like to know, some things about that, like about this project. Has this project had a private sale or a seed sale? Meaning sometimes they'll have a seed sale before they have a private sale, and then they'll have a pre-sale, and then they might have one or two pre-sales. So that gives me a good indication about the buying pressure of a particular project. Some other things that I like to, ask is I ask a lot about, how many whitelist spots they're going to have, because that's also going to, enable some buying pressure. And if everybody kind of drops their token at that time, then, is there a time period that they need to hold on to their tokens? That helps me to make a decision of how well, what the buying pressure is going to be going into this project. And of course, if I'm not happy with what the tokenomics look like, I really get into a lot of the tokenomics with them as well. Some of the things that I ask is, a lot of times they'll say, we're going to have large influencers, huge influencers that are going to actually, be a part of our project. They're going to be out there, and they're going to be telling everybody about the project, and they're going to be really, out there screaming about us. Well, one of the questions I like to ask is, let me ask you a question. How are you going to pay them? Are you going to pay them in your token, or are you going to pay them in BNB, BUSD? How will you pay them? And the reason I ask that is because, guys, if they're going to pay them in that token, unless that's vested, you could bet they're going to be dumped immediately. So you're going to look for some real dumping in the very, very beginning. If they're paying with BNB, that's a different story. So some of those questions I like to ask. I know it's 4:29. I do want to open it up for questions. I want to also open it for questions that you might have about what I just discussed, or if you'd like me to continue and give you some other things that I look at, when I'm looking at projects, I can absolutely do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and let me look at the participants here and see if anyone has questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right. You can go ahead and unmute, Keith. Keith, I'm unmuting you. That's weird. Okay. Don't know why. Let's see here. Ask you to unmute. I'm sorry, my friend. Let me ask you to do it that way. How about that? You there, Keith? Keith Ewing? All right, guys. Somebody else try. Maybe I'm actually not unmuting him, which is kind of odd because usually it's just a click of a finger. And he looks like he disappeared. Maybe he'll be back. Any other questions about anything that I covered or anything that you'd like me to continue covering? Or if there's things that you'd like to ask that I can answer, I'd be happy to do that. All right, if for some reason you can't ask a question, if you can go ahead and just put it in the chat box so I know, so that I know if I'm having a problem with my unmute. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see you, Vernon. How are you? Welcome.
I'm fine, thanks. Thanks for taking my question. The problem I have is, in fact, I think I did send out an email. I'm able to get onto Veta with my phone through MetaMask, but I really would like to get hold of a computer with a browser that is dApp compatible, that I can, as you're doing there now, you're able to have this demonstration with your PC. I'm not able to do that. Any tips on what computer browsers that are compatible? Or
Yeah, it's actually Chrome is compatible with MetaMask. And so if you have MetaMask, all you're going to have to do is you're going to go here. You know, I'm going to actually go there, and I'm not going to actually load it, but I'm just going to put in here. Well, you're going to have to load Chrome, of course. And there's going to be a thing that it's called Chrome extensions. But all you really need to do is download your Chrome first, and then go to MetaMask.
Okay.
Okay. And you want to make sure that you are on MetaMask IO. And then you're going to click download. And that's going to install. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a little foxy over here, I like to call him, right here. Okay. And what that's going to do is that's going to open up, and you're going to be able to see your MetaMask wallet here. However, one thing that you're going to want to do is, right now I have this pinned so you can see it. Okay. And let me just get out of here. I have this pinned. What's going to happen is you're going to have this little extension that's going to pop up. And right now, see, this is pinned so you can see it. If I click,
excuse me, I'm sorry. I already have MetaMask extension on my computer.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, then I thought you said that you wanted to know how to get to MetaMask computer.
No, I'm sorry. What I was saying is that I'm able to. I have MetaMask on my computer. I have it on my cell phone, but I've not been able to connect to Veta with my computer. I'm doing it on my cell phone, but it's the connecting to Veta. To get onto Veta's platform, that's where I have the problem.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you added the Binance Smart Chain network?
I have.
Okay.
In fact, that's where my Veta, that's where in fact, I have a small diversion I'd like to make here. I did put in an application, I think for the launch part on the 15th. I really made some serious blunders.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions because I want to help you be able to connect your Binance Smart Chain MetaMask to Veta. Okay, so you're saying that you already have this Binance Smart Chain network on your MetaMask, no, on your computer, because you want to actually use it from your computer, you said, right?
Yes, when I open up my MetaMask, yes, that is there also.
So when you open your MetaMask on your computer, you see this.
Yes.
Okay, so you see a drop-down menu where you have Binance Smart Chain Network.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually added the Binance Smart Chain network to my MetaMask. Yes.
Okay, you did.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it's there.
okay. All right. Now, the other question I want to ask is, have you added Vetter to your
That's what
wallet?
I was saying. That's what I was telling you. It's on my wallet. Better. That's why I have my Better. Yeah, that's why I
Okay,
have my Better.
all right. I'm trying to understand what the question I thought you asked me was, and if it's not that question, then maybe we can just kind of revisit it again. I thought you asked me that you wanted to be able to use, you can't connect on your computer with the Vetter app. Is that accurate?
Let me see.
Was that your question?
My question. Here's my question. How do I get Better on my computer desktop? Not just the extension. As you have the entire platform on your desktop, that is what I'd like to do, and that's what I do not know. I
All
have
you're
the
gonna, yep, all you're gonna do is go to vetterplatform.app and you're gonna be brought here. And if you're just getting started, you're gonna click connect and it's gonna ask you to actually create a password. So all I do is connect and it connects me.
I'm sorry, but I had no end of problems. Every time I click on that, it tells me my browser is not compatible.
Okay, but you have the MetaMask
I
on
have
your
the MetaMask extension, yes.
Okay, here's what I would do, because I had someone else actually have the same problem. I would delete the MetaMask extension. I would delete Google Chrome, and then I would reinstall them both using the same seed words that you used on your MetaMask.
Oh, okay. So that's
Okay.
likely to take away whatever bugs that might be
Yeah, I
there.
had the same problem on my laptop for some reason, and it was weird because my laptop is the same exact, everything's the same. It mirrors, like I'm looking at my laptop and my computer right now, and they actually mirror each other. But yet on my computer, I was able to connect to this, right? But I wasn't able to connect it on my my computer. It kept on telling me that the extension wasn't compatible. And I was like, I don't understand. It's really a mirror of my computer. So I was able to delete that off my laptop, reinstall it with my right seed words, and then I was able to have no problem.
Okay.
So you can try that. And if it's still an issue tomorrow, then when you're on the call tomorrow, we can help you as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime, anytime. All right. Any other questions or anybody who has their hand up? I don't see any hands up right now. How would you like me to move forward, guys? Would you like to, is there anything specific that you'd like to know? Would you like me to continue with the questions I ask when I'm actually looking at projects?
Can I just ask you one last question, simply because I'm really new to Vetter? Sorry. Okay, I decide, okay, I've looked at the projects. I've looked at them, and I feel like going for one, whether it's a pre-sale or whatever it might be. How am I able to actually access the sale? What do I do from the platform or within the platform? How do I get to the actual sale?
Okay, let's take you to one. Let me see if anything's launching. Today is the 2nd, and I don't really see any launches right now, but let's just say you were interested in this token, Join Coin.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what you would do is you want to, first of all, you want to read through all the material that's here from K Vetter, as well as his vetted post, which is all here. Okay. And what you do is you want to make a decision. You want to make sure that you feel comfortable with what you see. Okay. So this is not for you to just say, okay, I'm getting into this because he's a purple scout or vetter. You want to make sure that you're looking at it and you're using your own judgment as well. Okay. Now, the next thing is you want to find out when this is actually launching. So it says here that it's launching today at 8 p.m. my time, Eastern time.
Okay.
Okay. So what I want to do is I usually go to the Telegram group. I open it up. And the first thing I do is I'm going to join it so I can actually see it. And let's see here. This is a strange, yeah, I'm not doing this. Let's see here. This is weird. Okay. This is, let me just go back for 1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me just get back to my screen. It was it this one? It was here, right? All right. Let me get rid of these suckers. All right, here we go. I'm going to go here and look at their website to make sure that I have the right Telegram. Well, so far the Telegram group doesn't look right. And this is struggling to open. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a problem, but it could be. Let's just go to another one. So I want to kind of show you what you would do. Let's just pick anything. Okay, let's just pick this one here. Okay, so this is launching on the 5th, which is Saturday at 4 a.m. my time. So whatever time zone you're in, this is going to reflect that to you. Okay, now what they have here is, this is their Telegram group. Okay, and you're going to want to join that, because this is where they're actually going to be able to, you're going to get information about the launch itself. Now this here, let's see. I was trying to pick an easy one for you so that you didn't have to go through all this. But typically what will happen is you'll go into their Telegram group, and that day around that time, and you always want to visit the Telegram group right up to the time of you actually getting involved with it, because you want to make sure that the Telegram group is still active and everything's still in check, meaning there's still conversation going on, there's still things happening. So what would happen is on the day it's posted launch, okay, they're going to go ahead and they're going to actually, they should have opened their voice chat. Okay, if the voice chat's not open, I usually get a little skeptical, because typically when they're launching, typically the voice chat's usually open.
Okay.
What they'll do is they'll actually pin in their pin messages the launch pad that they're using. So let's take a look at what launch pad is on here. Okay, it's launch pad is other. So that means it's probably on not a launch pad that is one of the ones that or the easier ones for me to show you. All right, so typically what will happen is you want to usually go, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to post their link to their launch pad. And then what you're going to do is you want to make sure that you're getting that link right from the pin messages. You never want to get a link from inside the body here, because sometimes what happens is you'll have scammers that will come and they'll just drop links that are not real, and then you'll buy from a wrong token. So you always want to get it from here. So you click on that. Once this comes and you see that they're saying, okay, we're going live, I'm going to drop the link here, and then the link gets dropped, you click on it, and it's going to take you directly to the launch pad itself. But here's what I would do, because you're brand new. Okay, I would go to MikeKlingler.com, and he has quite a few videos on to actually how to get involved in a pre-sale. and he also has it going through the Better platform as well. It may be a little long, it might be a little lengthy, but I think it would be worth you to look at that. Worth it for you to look at, because I want to make sure that, you understand it wholeheartedly. I was hoping to actually go through one today live, but I couldn't find one that was actually going to launch, at the time that I was actually going to be here. So otherwise I would have loved to have gotten on one today, just so I can show you, what it actually looks like to get on one live. So let me look at tomorrow and let me see if there's anything. No.
Excuse me, can I just ask you, because I've watched a number of Mike's videos, what date, you have an idea, you may recall what date that that video may have been dropped? I just, around what time? If not, I could go look for it, because I have a number of his
Are you
his
on,
videos.
you're on Telegram and Discord, or just Telegram?
I'm on both. Of course,
Okay,
I've not been allowed to post anything on Telegram
okay.
yet, but
But you're in Discord?
I'm also, I'm not now, I'm not on Discord now. No, I'm not on any of the social media programs right now.
Yeah, because unfortunately that's,
I was on the Better just earlier on, and I got out of there to come and attend this where we are now.
let's see if there's something in the video vault, because we're actually still right now, we are, that's my cat in the background. We are actually we're adding more to the video vault, and I don't see there one yet here on this. Kay Vetter is actually doing a video for me as we speak.
Okay.
And he's going to be doing one on, how to actually post a scout, how to actually post a Vetter, and that'll give you a good idea. But here's what I like to do is I want you to go to YouTube. Okay. I know there's someone else that has a question, but I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to look on his channel, because you're going to find there's a lot of great stuff there, and it's not dated. It's actually probably in the last couple months, because we've only been live since October, I think.
Who's that?
Mike Klingler.
Oh, but well, actually, let me tell you what I've done. I've actually made a Word document of most of his videos to look at. So I have watched a few of them, but I have a number of them. I was just trying to avoid a long search if I had an idea of around
Yeah,
what.
unfortunately, it takes,
That's fine.
yeah, it takes a little time to actually go through it, but the best thing to do is to go through and watch him actually doing live pre-sales. There's a live pre-sale video, and that'll show you exactly, how to do it. And I would recommend, if you haven't done any pre-sale videos yet, or haven't done any pre-sales, I would actually watch the video, and then I would actually watch some live pre-sales before you even get started.
No, I appreciate that. I plan to do that. I just feel that I have a little time on my side, in the sense that I don't want to rush.
Yeah, I understand.
I want to understand how the platform, how everything works before I take a deep dive. But I mean, I have over 100,000 betters, so I'm serious about getting.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to move on to Keith.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime. All right, Keith, let's try one more time. Lower hand. I don't know why, Keith, it's not letting me unmute you. I don't know why. That's crazy. Keith, I'm sorry. Do you want to put something in the chat? What was the name of the Emerald Project node? It was right here. It's called the Emerald Project, I believe. Let's just go back to the calendar. Somebody asked me this question, so let me just get out of here and go here. It was called Emerald, right here. Emerald node, N-O-D-E nodes. Okay. All right. Any other hand raises, any other questions?
Yeah, sure. Do you
Yes.
do you plan on getting into Emerald nodes?
I don't know enough about nodes, so I probably will not unless I understand it.
Okay.
You know, I don't really know much about nodes, honestly, but it's something I'll take a look at, but I really have not done a deep dive in that, so I probably won't. That doesn't necessarily mean I'll change my mind tomorrow, but right now.
All right.
All right. Hey, Keith, I see you're unmuted.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, my computer disconnected and I had
Okay.
so sorry about
I
that.
thought it was me. I'm like, oh my God, this poor
No,
guy.
no, my Wi-Fi is terrible.
That's
Um,
okay. That's okay.
Thanks so much for taking the time and doing this. So my question is actually not right now on the calendar. It's more on the VPad. Is
Okay.
that okay to ask questions about that, or should we stick?
I'll do my best. We just had it. We just had an AMA, literally. Just actually, it probably ended when this right after this call started, where we had the whole court team was answering questions. I can try to answer any questions that you might have, but we can try to do that here. But I also am going to recommend that it's going to probably be uploaded and put into Telegram. So I would definitely tell you to listen to that as well, so you can get some deeper dive information. But I'm happy to answer questions that you have right now.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the questions that that it may be explained in the video later, the pre-recorded video, but as far as being able to confirm our updated, because I was one of the first people on the whitelisting or the private sale, and I know that a PDF was updated or showing, hey, who's done what according to I think the address, but I couldn't find mine. But I want to make sure that I have my the right amount of BNB to be,
So you looked on the actual Excel sheet and you didn't see your
right in the Telegram chat, and I didn't see mine. Now, if they've made multiple, I only saw the first one, and I
okay.
didn't.
You know what I want you to do? This way
Okay.
I can help you more specifically.
Okay.
I'm in Telegram. You can go ahead and you can direct message me your wallet address. And what I'll do is I'll actually I have a couple spreadsheets. Maybe you don't have the right one, and I'll take a look at it and see if you're on there.
Okay. Okay. I'm on there right now.
Okay, perfect. Just go ahead but here's what I want you to do though. As you're DMing me, I want you to make sure that if you get any response outside of in the next minute, it's not going to be me. Okay, so you want to make sure that it is me. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to message me. What you should do is actually, if you do it now, I'll be able to tell if you want to just quickly send me just a test message. And then I want you to add me as a contact so that we have a thread, so that if ever anybody, contacts you and it's outside of the thread that we created, then it's not me.
Okay. I just put something that says it's a test in there. So I don't know.
Okay. You sent me a message though?
Oh, a DM. Was it a DM or?
Yeah,
Okay.
a DM.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought. Okay. All right.
Okay.
What would your name be on Telegram?
It's it's right here. It's PSC 100X.
They're gonna be rolling out, and right now.
Get off that. All right. Okay. So I'll
just send me a DM.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'll see it, and then I'll just say hey, and then you'll know it's me, and then we'll have a discussion. Okay.
Okay. That sounds good. And then the other question that I had is, and maybe this may not be able to be answered, but when Mike mentions like this will be like the biggest launch on BSC, the BSC network, what are like the variables that that you think he may be using to make such a wonderful statement like that?
Well, I really, it's something I can't answer. I think that, he's probably basing it on, how well we did already. I really can't answer that directly. However, I can tell you that there was two really strong projects, Sonar and Market Move, that launched, did really well, and really, really well. And we are actually above their market cap right now. So in Vetter, so I am, and because we have this incredible team that is working for us right now, they've actually, I can't get into all of their, it's called anonymous marketing. And they have an advisor who's the former CMO of a known multi-billion-dollar market cap project, which I can't name. So we have a lot of good indications there, but of course, we really can't tell you for sure anything will happen, honestly. Okay. Well, guys, we have to wrap it up because there's another, you're welcome, Keith. Sorry about that. We have another call that are coming on in about 2 minutes. So people are already starting to text message me and saying, I can't get in. So it was really a pleasure to be here today. Please make sure that when you come back, if you have any questions, write them down and I'll be happy to answer them. And you have a great night, everyone.
Thank you so much. I just sent you a message.
All right, perfect. I'll get to that.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye, Keith. Bye, everyone.